Aleksandar Kolarov produced a moment of captain's inspiration, curling home a superb free kick as Serbia got their World Cup Group E campaign up and running with a 1-0 victory over Costa Rica on Sunday. With Costa Rica proving a tough nut to crack, Kolarov stepped up to bury a 25-yard effort from wide on the right, lighting up an otherwise tight game in the southern Russian city of Samara. Serbia had dominated against a Costa Rica side who had rarely threatened after a bright start, but chances were thin on the ground until Kolarov made the breakthrough in the 56th minute. With Brazil heavy favourites to win the group, which also features Switzerland, the victory delivered a potentially vital 3 points for Serbia and left Costa Rica in a precarious position. Commanding from set pieces against a tall Serbian side, could do nothing about Kolarov's free kick. Strong and hard-working, he did as well as could be expected against a tall Serbian side. Had the best chance of the first half from the corner, and really should have done better. Did reasonably well against the power and height of the Serbians, looked vulnerable from set pieces. Tried to overlap on the right as Costa Rica searched for an equalizer. Showed some rustiness from his lack of playing time for Celtic. As the game continued, he pushed up to try and help a misfiring attack, but offered little. A feisty character, picked up a yellow card, and couldn't manage to stamp his authority on the game. Good on the ball, and one of the technically better players. Not afraid to try a shot, but didn't come off for him today. Kept things ticking over in the Costa Rica midfield, but had a tough task against the likes of Matic. His pace and trickery the clearest attacking outlet for Costa Rica, but brought off early after Serbia's goal. A constant menace for the Serbian defense, never gives up and runs for every ball. Had little to do, and will have stiffer opposition from the likes of Brazil in games to come. Vulnerable to Johan Venegas' pace, but impressive going forward on the overlap with Tadic. Made some defensive mistakes, but his power and pace meant he always recovered. Did well against Joel Campbell in the second half, looked a solid presence in Serbia's defense. Survived an injury scare in the warm-up to put in a solid display, and his brilliant free kick the difference between the sides. Improved towards the end of the match as Costa Rica came forward. Will face tougher tests. A quiet display from one of the stars of this team, but had little to do and will rise to the challenge of tougher opposition. Made a bright start down the right, but as often, sometimes tried to take on one too many players. Showed his inexperience to lose Giancarlo Gonzalez at a corner early on, but displayed plenty of his attacking talent. First of the Serbians to be sacrificed, tired towards the end of his display and put in an average performance. A powerful presence spearheading Serbia's attack, earned the free kick which Kolarov converted, but missed two clear chances of his own. After a furious start in which Serbia's Aleksandar Mitrovic had a header scooped off the line and Costa Rica's Giancarlo Gonzalez failed to convert two-headed chances, the match settled into a more predictable pattern. Serbia bossed the ball as their enterprising midfield, fusing the experience of Manchester United in force and Nemanja Matic and the raw talent of Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, got on top. The Lazio playmaker was Serbia's most creative influence, although his blushes were spared by the linesman's flag when he fluffed a first-half chance after racing through on goal. Getty images, that would have been easily forgotten. However, had he converted an outrageous overhead kick moments before the break that forced a brilliant save from Keylor Navas. The bullish Mitrovic spearheaded the Serbia attack and was a menace to Costa Rica with his battering ram approach, but when a fantastic chance fell his way early in the second half, his tame side-foot finish was easily saved by Navas. It mattered little, however, as the deadlock was broken when Kolarov produced his moment of magic, curling his free kick left-footed over the wall and past the despairing dive of Navas. Milinkovic-Savic shows why United would be wise to go back in for him. There were few chances in the closing stages with Costa Rica substitute Joel Campbell, a mainstay of their run to the quarters 4 years ago, taking too long to get a shot away when he appeared to be through. Serbian appeals for a penalty were waved away when Mitrovic went down in the box, but their disappointment lasted only until the final whistle. Follow the Independent Sport on Instagram here, for all of the best images, videos and stories from around the sporting world.